More San Diegans reporting they too are receiving delayed water bills from the city all at once. That story coming up.
Will the Catholic Diocese of San Diego file for bankruptcy? Details coming up.
It's training Navy sailors hope they'll never have to use, preparing for a crash in water.
You make me happy.
And this year, why not hit the high note and send your loved one a singing Valentine?
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts now.
We're continuing to follow breaking news here at CBS 8. One person is dead and 2 more are hurt after a shooting in Fallbrook. I'm Jesse Pagan in for Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. This is happening in the 3100 block of Retchie Road. A neighbor tells us it happened at Atkins Nursery. CBS 8's Rocio de la Fe is live nearby tonight, where we are learning that a 76-year-old man has been arrested. Rocio?
That's right. The sheriff confirms that a 76-year-old man was the shooter behind the gunfire. He's described as a 76-year-old man again, a Hispanic man, that is. He was taken into custody at around 3:15 this afternoon. Now, the sheriff's department has not confirmed the location of where that shooting unfolded, but did say that it took place at a nursery nearby. Now, that call came in at around 2:45 in response to an assault with a deadly weapon. Deputies say they found one person dead at the scene. 2 other victims were taken to the hospital. Their condition is not known at this time.
Before 3 o'clock, our deputies received a call and they responded to reports of shots fired at a nursery on Retchie Road. They got there within 7 minutes of the call, and within minutes on the scene, they searched the area and they found that at least 3 people had been shot.
Now, this all happened in a rural community near the Live Oak County Park on Retchie Road. There's still a very large law enforcement presence in that area, with several roads blocked off. Now, police are asking people to avoid the area or expect heavy traffic if you do have to travel that way. And again, details are still limited, but the sheriff's office says they don't believe there is any danger to the public at this time, and they are likely to be at the scene throughout the night collecting evidence and just trying to piece together what exactly happened that led to that shooting. That's the latest from Fallbrook. Rocio de la Fe, CBS 8.
All right, Rocio, thank you. More San Diego water customers are coming forward saying they're getting months worth of delayed bills all at once.
This is an update tonight to a story we first brought to you yesterday. We told you about a man in San Diego's Skyline neighborhood who received 10 months worth of water bills just this past week. It turns out he is not the only one getting delayed water bills. CBS 8's Shannon Handy is working for you and has details, including how the city is now responding.
Since our story first aired, we have heard from several people all over San Diego who say they too recently received several bills all at once. Now they're on the hook for a lot of money, and they want to know why it's happening.
How many other people got all these bills all at once?
On Thursday, I told you about Ben Jarbo. He lives in San Diego's Skyline neighborhood and recently received 10 months worth of water bills all in 1 week after having not been mailed anything since April of last year.
How much is it adding up to?
It's added up to $1,208.
After the story aired, a lot of you wrote in with similar experiences, including Joni Lowe of Scripps Ranch.
I thought, oh no, there are others. I couldn't believe it.
I met Joni at her home today, where she told me back in April of 2022, she got about 6 months of bills after not receiving anything since the summer.
I pay all my bills when they come in, and I just didn't notice that I wasn't getting my water bill.
What did it add up to?
It added up to almost $2,900.
When I asked the city yesterday about Ben's case, the spokesperson told me in part his meter, quote, was not in line with historic usage, so the system held the bill. The same occurred in subsequent periods when staff researched the account. It was clear that the water meter was misread. The team then corrected the misreads and released all of the bills. The meter is also on the meter replacement list, as it is challenging to read, adding customers can pay off their accounts over time with no penalty or interest charge. I followed up by asking if this was happening anywhere else and was told situations similar to this case can happen from time to time, and city staff works to resolve the issues as quickly as possible. In light of all the response our initial story got, I reached out to the city again today to ask if there's a bigger issue within the department. I got back a lengthy explanation, reading in part, due to staffing challenges, the Public Utilities Department is unfortunately unable to investigate each account immediately. When another billing period passes before an investigation and resolution are complete, multiple bills may then be released. We are actively taking measures to address the staffing challenges. The entire statement is on CBS8.com. As for Dory Lowe, she's on an 18-month payment plan to clear her debt. While not ideal, she did manage to knock off $700 after complaining to public utilities and asking her council member to get involved. She advises others in the same boat to do the same.
They need to be their own advocate.
Working for you, I'm Shanna Handy for CBS 8.
Thank you, Shannon. CBS 8 is working for you. We want to help solve problems affecting you or your community. If there's something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
A judge has agreed to unseal 10 search warrants from the case involving former San Diego State football players accused of having sex with a 17-year-old girl during an off-campus party.
The district attorney announced in December no criminal charges will be filed against 3 players named in a civil lawsuit. As CBS 8's David Goffredson reports, we learned today in court police were investigating a total of 5 players involved in the incident.
To the media, you won a few and you lost a few.
Judge Jeffrey Fraser agreed to make public most of the information contained in 10 search warrants related to a police investigation that began after a 17-year-old girl reported being raped by several San Diego State football players during an off-campus party in October 2021. CBS 8 and other news organizations filed a court motion to unseal the search warrants after the district attorney announced in December no criminal charges would be filed.
There's certain things that I think the media has a right to know, including the physical condition of the victim, bruising, blood, go down the list.
3 of the accused football players were named by the victim in August in a civil lawsuit. Today in court, Judge Fraser ruled 2 other SDSU football players who police investigated as part of the same incident will not be named.
The 2 suspects not filed on by the DA, their information is not public right now. They are not part of any civil lawsuits, and I am going to order that their names that they are redacted and not revealed.
DNA testing in the case revealed who had sex with the teenager, but Deputy District Attorney Tricia Amador said in court the names of those players are not contained in the search warrants.
The DNA results do not include suspect information or results or that information.
The judge ruled the warrants will be made public in about 2 weeks.
It's extremely important for Mr. Ariza to be exonerated in the matter so he could continue his career.
Also happening in court today, a civil judge set a trial date of October 20th for the ongoing lawsuit involving the 3 former SDSU football players, including former NFL punter Matt Ariza.
There will be evidence that there was consensual contact that was brought about by the solicitation of the plaintiff.
Ariza's attorney, Dick Samergian, said after the hearing, the lawsuit will not be settled.
He is steadfast in his position. He will not be extorted. He is going to take this to the end, and he believes it's important not only for the truth, but it's important for his career.
I spoke to attorney Dan Gillian today, who represents the young woman involved in this incident. She is going forward with this lawsuit. Gillian says his client does not object to the warrants being unsealed and the information being made public.
David, we understand that police do have some cell phone video of this alleged incident at that off-campus party. Was that video part of today's hearing?
No, CBS 8 was not asking that video be released. It could be shown to a jury if and when this lawsuit goes to trial in October.
All right, an update on that big case that we've been following. Thanks so much, David. A man from Oceanside who threatened to kill Senator Chuck Schumer has been sentenced to 5 months in prison. Jonathan McGuire pleaded guilty to 1 count of making threats across state lines. According to an FBI affidavit, he left a threatening voicemail at Schumer's office in Washington, D.C. last May. Schumer's staff notified police. Investigators determined the call came from McGuire's phone. McGuire is also accused of making threats to members of Congress and a Capitol Police officer between 2019 and 2021.
The Catholic Diocese of San Diego is considering filing for bankruptcy. This comes after a California law lifted the statute of limitations, giving survivors of childhood sexual abuse 3 years to file a claim against schools, sports groups, and religious institutions or churches. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes found out the 3-year time frame has expired, and the church is now facing claims that date back to the 1940s.
$550 million. That's how much the Catholic Diocese of San Diego says they would have to pay if they settle all of the sex abuse claims they've received in just the last 3 years. The church says they don't have that kind of money. Survivors' attorneys say that's just not true.
My faith was the glue that held me together.
Dorothy Small is a survivor of sexual abuse from her priest. The Catholic Church settled Dorothy's case for $200,000, but Dorothy says the pain runs deep.
They violated the most deeply intimate space, rape of the spirit, rape of the soul, rape of my heart.
When Dorothy found out that the Catholic Diocese of San Diego was even thinking of filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy,
it's just a way, a diversion tactic. It's, again, a defensive posture to protect the institution from more loss of funds.
It's been close to 30 years since the last time there was a claim for a diocesan priest in San Diego.
Kevin Agri with the Roman Catholic Diocese of San Diego says since AB 218, the look-back law allowing childhood sexual abuse survivors to come forward and file a claim even after the statute of limitations expired, they've received about 400 lawsuits.
Based on the same amount of money, even without inflation, it would be over $550 million. And frankly, we don't have that kind of money.
This isn't the first time the diocese considered bankruptcy. Back in 2007, the church wanted to file for bankruptcy when they settled 144 sexual abuse claims for $198 million. The average payout, $1.4 million.
We owe a duty to survivors, period. So but the fact is that we only have so many resources. It's really just a matter of transparency. We just want people to know what the situation is.
I don't think they understand the impact that that has on survivors.
Erwin Zalkin is an attorney representing abuse survivors. He says they're filing a new lawsuit because they believe the diocese is trying not to pay victims.
They tried to make that argument in the bankruptcy in 2007, which wasn't going their way. And now they're going to try to do this again. That's not transparency.
Kirsten Holmes, CBS 8.
All right, Kirsten, thank you. Still ahead, our Sailor for a Day series continues. Tonight, it's survival training on the water.
Plus, nearly a dozen service dogs find their matches and get ready to change lives.
We are talking about rainfall in the forecast for this weekend and also on Valentine's Day. We're going to time it out coming up.
But first, the NASA telescope giving us some never-before-seen light shows from the sun.